There's a ceiling in this business that almost every operator hits. It doesn't announce itself, it doesn't show up on a spreadsheet. You just wake up one day and realize you've been at roughly the same number of accounts for months, maybe even longer. 80 accounts, 90 accounts, give or take. And no matter what you do, you can't seem to push past it. More leads might be coming in, you're doing a little bit more marketing, maybe even got a new truck. That's usually what guys reach for, but not what's actually happening. And more of the same isn't gonna fix it. For those of you that don't know me, my name is John Luca, and I built Tiger Shark Pool Service here in Las Vegas to multiple 7 figures in revenue. I also co-founded RouteCloud, an online marketplace where I watch pool service operators buy and sell routes every single week. And through Splash App, the software platform built specifically for this industry, I work with operators at every stage of growth all over the country. I've seen this ceiling more times than I can count, and I know exactly what causes it, and more importantly, what it takes to break through it, because all the operators who do follow a similar pattern. Here's the honest truth about the ceiling. The guys sitting at 80 or 90 accounts aren't there because the market dried up. They're not there because there aren't enough pools to clean. In most markets, there are more pools than there are qualified operators to service them. The ceiling is never external, it's always gonna be internal. And it almost always comes down to 3 specific things. The first is a mindset problem, the second is a pricing problem, and the third is a systems problem. And it's the one that catches people completely off guard because it doesn't hit you when you're struggling. It hits you right when things are finally starting to work. Every operator I've watched break through that ceiling addresses all 3 of them. The ones who stay stuck are almost always missing at least one, and they usually don't know which one it is. Now let's go through each one, and I'm gonna show you what it actually looks like when operators get it right and what it looks like when they don't. First is the mindset problem, and it sounds a little bit like this. If I hire a tech, I'm just gonna be giving away money and I can't afford it. I hear this constantly, and I understand why it feels that way. Wages, insurance, equipment, eventually another truck. It's all a real financial commitment. It feels really risky, it feels like the wrong direction when margins are already probably tight. But here's what that thinking is actually costing you. 80 to 90 accounts is almost exactly what one person can physically do well. That's not random, that's the solo operator capacity ceiling, and it's baked into the model. You can try your hardest to grind past it, but the quality starts slipping, the stress compounds, you start losing accounts on the back end almost as fast as you're adding them on the front. The ceiling isn't your market. It's in your organizational chart. Now here's the pattern I see every operator who actually breaks through the mindset piece. They stop measuring the hire against what it costs today, and they start measuring it against what staying solo over the next 12 months is going to cost them. Because that math tells a completely different story. One tech, properly managed, can handle 80 to 100 accounts on his own, which means the moment that you make that hire, your capacity ceiling doesn't just move, it doubles. You go from a business that maxes out at 90 accounts to one that can run 160 or 180 and beyond. The operators who break through this ceiling cleanly are the ones who made that hire months before they even felt ready. Every single one of them are gonna say the same thing. They waited too long. The operators who stay stuck are the ones who keep waiting until the business feels stable enough to hire. But the business never feels stable enough at that stage because it isn't. Stability comes after the hire, not before it. That's the mindset shift, and it's the first domino that needs to fall in place. Next is the pricing problem. Now here's where it's gonna get a little bit uncomfortable. A lot of operators genuinely cannot afford to hire someone. And it's not because the business is failing, it's because the pricing is broken. And that broken pricing is a ceiling all by itself, independent of everything else. When you're one of the cheapest options in your market, you've signed yourself up to do all of the work forever. You attract price-sensitive customers who will leave for anyone $5 cheaper. You don't have the margin to bring on anyone to help. And the only way your business is gonna survive is if you personally do everything all of the time indefinitely. I hate to say it, but that's not a business. That's an expensive job with a logo on a truck. Now here's the pattern I see with operators who fix the pricing problem. The ones who raise their rates, done correctly, communicated properly, almost never lose as many accounts as they fear that they will. The price-sensitive customers churn and the good customers stay. And almost overnight, the margin entirely opens up. They go from I can't afford to hire to I can actually afford to hire in the span of one rate adjustment cycle. Now I've personally seen operators raise their average rate by $10 or $20 per account, lose 5 to 10% of their customer base, and come out significantly more profitable on the other side, with a business that can actually scale. The accounts they ended up losing were the ones costing them the most in time and stress anyway. If your pricing doesn't leave room for another person's salary, you haven't built a scalable business. You've built a ceiling. Fix the pricing first. Everything downstream gets easier once the margin is there. Now I'm going to be doing a dedicated video on exactly how to price pool service correctly. I'll link it in the description when it's live. Lastly is the systems problem. This is the one that catches people off guard because it doesn't hit you when you're struggling. It hits you right when things are finally starting to work. You fixed the mindset, you've made the hire, you adjusted your pricing, and then the wheels come off anyway. Not because you did anything wrong, but because the infrastructure wasn't there to hold the growth. I lived this at Tiger Shark Pools. I scaled the business quickly, but fast growth without the right infrastructure doesn't fail immediately. It fails at the worst possible time, when you've already committed to the growth and you're too deep in it to pull back easily. Scheduling started breaking down, billing got messy, techs were showing up to jobs without the right information because everything was disorganized, and a lot of it was still living in my head. Customer communication started slipping because there was no system handling it, just me, manually, whenever I had time. And all of it hit at once. Here's the pattern I see play out with operators who hit the systems wall. They do everything right, they fix the mindset, they make the hire, they get the pricing to a reasonable place. Then they try to run a two-person operation the same way they ran a one-person operation, and it falls apart. Not because they're not capable, but because the model doesn't scale without the infrastructure underneath it. Now what happens next is also painful to watch. Customers start noticing the drop in service quality. Cancellations tick up, the operator is spending more time putting out fires than growing, and most of them end up retreating, right back to the same amount of accounts they had when they first started. Sometimes lower. All that work, all the progress, and they're back at square one because their systems weren't there to hold the growth. The operators who actually break through the systems problem cleanly all do one thing differently. They build the infrastructure before they actually end up needing, not after everything is already on fire. Routing gets organized, scheduling is systematized, billing gets automated, and customer communication ends up running without them needing to touch every single piece of it manually. For me at Tiger Shark, what fixed it was finding software built specifically for this industry, not a generic CRM, not a spreadsheet, something purpose-built for how pool service businesses actually operate. Once that was in place, things tightened up quickly. Within weeks, the operation felt completely different. We stopped reacting and started actually running the business. And the growth that had felt chaotic and fragile suddenly had something solid underneath it. It created a bedrock of a foundation that eventually ended up supporting us as we serviced over 800 accounts monthly. That's the difference between scaling that holds and scaling that falls apart. Now the software I'm talking about here is Splash App. It's the platform built specifically for pool service businesses. Scheduling, routing, billing, two-way customer communication, all in one place. If the systems piece is where you're stuck right now, if you're running scheduling out of your head, billing manually at the end of the month, or managing customer communication through text threads, this is the first thing that I'd fix. It is the highest leverage change you can make in the shortest amount of time, and it's not going to cost you much. Go book a free demo, see it for yourself. The link is in the description. So in summary here, guys, this is the sequence, and the order matters more than most people are going to realize. Fix your pricing first. You cannot hire your way out of a margin problem. Get your rates to a point where bringing on help actually pencils out. That's the financial foundation everything else sits on. Then get the systems in place. This is the step that most operators skip, and it's the one that determines whether your growth actually holds or collapses under its own weight. Routing, scheduling, billing, customer communication, get that infrastructure locked in before the headcount grows. Not after, before. Because by the time you feel like you need it, you're already behind. Then go make the hire. With the margin to support it and the systems to absorb it, a new tech doesn't create chaos. He creates capacity. And that's how you go from 90 accounts to 180 accounts without everything falling apart on you. Pricing unlocks the ability to grow. Systems determine whether the growth sticks. The hire is what actually moves the number. All three of them matter, all three of them have a role, and skipping any of them is why most operators end up right back where they started. The businesses I've watched actually break through that ceiling all did it in roughly this sequence. They weren't more talented, they weren't luckier. They just stopped adding weight to a structure that couldn't hold it and built something that actually could before they tried to scale. Now, if this video resonated with you or you found any part of it to be valuable, please drop a comment below. Which one of the three is your biggest blocker right now? Mindset, pricing, or systems? I read all of the comments and I genuinely want to know where you're at. And if you found this video to be informative or useful, please consider subscribing to the channel. I plan to post multiple videos every week covering the real business side of running a pool service company. The numbers, the decisions, and the stuff that actually moves the needle. We'll see you in the next one.